I look like I have. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I gotta figure this out.
Oh, there you go. It's
That's
like
better.
the Spanish look.
That's better. I like that better.
Oh, God, you have so much hair.
I got so much hair.
like you pompadour right now. It's just like a brick. Like it's from the 50s when the guys had it. Like,
Have you seen the guy that thinks he's the only 50s guy in the world on Instagram?
No.
I can't remember his handle, but he's like full greaser outfit, and he's got everyone. He's like every one of his posts is like, I am the only 50s guy in the world.
What does that
and it's
even
like
mean?
he thinks that he's the only person living as a greaser still, and like which is absolutely absurd because there's an entire community in Japan of like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Is rockabilly and greaser like, is that style not the same? Because I think that's the same.
Greaser, rock. I mean, yeah, it's super
And
similar.
like,
It's not exactly the same.
There's an entire community of people that are like, and there's even like a guy that is famous, the most famous guy in Japan for like that thing, and he has like this dance style and does like this whole thing. So this guy he clearly is like new to the internet for some reason and just like doesn't know, or he's trying to pretend that doesn't exist because like they've done like documentaries or like at least like little.
I feel like this is
YouTube
something
shorts.
you and Dustin both know about.
Probably.
Yeah.
I watch so much, and I'm so bad at the internet. It's terrible.
No, you're good at it. You're so bad because you're on it too
My
much.
algorithm is destroyed.
Everyone I know, I mean, everyone I'm friends with is like my algorithm.
It's all Dustin's fault.
He's literally every post I see where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta send this to Dustin.
Yeah.
He's already
liked it. Yeah,
he's already liked it. But anyway, Rich,
yeah.
this is frick. What episode is this? 9. Episode 9.
Episode 9. Thanks for having me
episode 9.
for any episodes.
Yeah, this is Rich Derbyshire.
Which camera is it? The
that
one.
My phone is you. That one's me. And that one's both of us.
That's both of us.
Both
What's
of
going on?
us.
I'm gonna mostly look at that one.
You can look at that one. You can look at me.
Yeah, I'm gonna mostly probably look at you.
You can look wherever the hell you want. So, Rich, how was your day today? Let's start there.
I'm so glad I'm here. This is the best part of my day, hands down.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, I went to work. I work at a production company that's gone through a merger in the last year, and we're doing inventory the way they want us to for the first time, and just everything about everything has just not been good.
So work's kind of
work sucks.
a mess,
and then you die. No, it's so depressing.
Sucks.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
That's what I should have said.
Some blank references. So work sucked. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. How was the drive?
It wasn't bad. A lot of sheriff's deputies I saw. And also, there's some. I looked like unmarked cars. So everyone, be safe while you're driving out there.
Look
while
out.
you're driving. They're patrolling.
Don't break the law.
Especially in the Saratoga area.
There
it's
you go.
not just the
What are we talking
state police anymore.
We talking between exits 13 and 16?
Yeah, something like
12.
even a little bit before that. I want to say
down near 10 and 11.
Yeah. They were getting on the highway down there. So
near exit 10, don't they have like a bar?
Yeah.
Do they just park there, or do they have a barracks there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
But just try everyone drive safely. It's still winter. It can
absolutely.
still be slick out there.
It probably, by the time this episode comes out, it might be slick out there right now. Again, for once, it's not totally slick.
Yeah, today wasn't bad though. Yeah, I left during rush hour, but honestly, coming back north is so much better than going south. I could see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then by the time you go back down, it'll be
gone.
up.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna steal you for 6 hours. I'm just kidding. It's not
I'm here
long.
for it.
Not that long. So Rich is. Well, first of all, Rich is many things, but he's a bass player, a guitar player. He sings. And let's see, lately, Rich has been on the road, on and off with Andy Frasco in the UN. So you were just out, right?
Just out. Yeah, I took the train down on my own accord. They were doing 2 nights
For the Brooklyn thing.
2 nights at Brooklyn Bowl. So I was there for New Year's Eve for Brooklyn Bowl, which was a great show. They invited me up to do the Guerrilla Radio cover that I do with them sometimes. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to fly out LaGuardia the next day. Flew to Chicago for 2 nights with Humphreys McGee at this place called the Salt Shed, which was like a former Morton Salt like main facility or something like that. That's now turned into a concert venue.
You know, I've heard about this.
It was really cool.
I've never seen it, but
it was really cool.
That's so cool.
And they, you know, getting to do 2 nights anywhere, I feel like is like a lot of fun. You know, I mean, getting to do like 2 nights at the Summit every year, like, you know, I mean,
even Cafe Lena,
like that. Yeah, that was great. Yeah. So
you know what's great is like your stuff is all there.
Yes.
You come in the second day and you're just like,
exactly.
Oh, wow, it's like
and everything sounded great. Like it was cool. You know, I'm a gearhead, so I love to check out everyone's rigs and stuff. And you know, what I was most impressed at, honestly, which was I just want to talk about this really quick, because it was fun. I was sitting there looking at you know the first night, watching them play, and their lead guitar player, and I'm trying to look at his pedal board, and I'm like, that's a modeler. That's a modeler. He's got 2 of those Fender modeler amps.
Whose amp are we talking here? Is this Humphreys?
Yes, Humphreys.
Jake Sininger?
Yes, Jake's amp. And he had a couple of those Fender they look like the Deluxes, I think, but they're like the FRs.
Yeah, cabs.
I think that's what they were. And I'm looking at him like, all right, but I realized he's got the Fender modeler, and it sounded
the Tone Master.
Yes, it sounded awesome. Sounded great. This is not a plug, but it just sounded great, and I've heard a lot of good things. So
damn, you know what? Good. All right. So the Tone Master sounds. If Jake's using it,
he was
he's
ripping.
A tone head.
He was ripping.
So I think I've watched some kind of like rig rundown with him.
Yeah, they did. They actually, there was someone there to do a rig rundown with Stasek, I think.
That's why I'm like, they're always doing rig rundowns.
Yes, literally. Yeah, and he had an awesome rig too. It was funny. I have some great pictures of him playing my bass because he came out to do. We played Breed night 2, and he came to sit in and play bass. So I just grabbed the mic and ran around for a few minutes.
Isn't that fun?
That's so much fun. It really is.
That's cool.
And like, you know, people take cool pictures, and then like I get to see pictures later, and I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous.
That's going on the story. yeah, it's going on the story.
So yeah, it's so much fun. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, we had a great time.
I saw pictures from Chicago. I saw the video of Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh my god, yeah. That was
I gotta say though, I need to start doing some cardio. It's terrible because like I was so amped up that like I was breathing. I swear to God, I was thinking about breathing and I would just like nothing mattered, and I was just like out of breath, and I was just like, oh no, and I was like barely making it through which is like so out of character for me in those nights. But I was just like, I think I was just like so excited to do it that I was just running around too much, and it was like I was like
the adrenaline started to run out.
I was like I need some cardio in my life to like balance this out so this doesn't happen to me.
I mean that'll help you get there, but you were probably just so amped up, and then you were like, whoa, buddy. You probably got one of those low blood sugar moments, like, oh, hold on, and you remember you're not 23 anymore.
Also that comes out a lot these days.
It does. It's rough. So Rich and I were on the road together for like 15 years basically.
Yeah.
So you joined Wild Adriatic in 2011.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is somehow the year before the band started, but we said 2012.
Well, like you guys had just put out, I think, the Lion EP. Like,
right.
It was like months after you guys put
I don't, you know what's funny is I just don't, I don't even think about
the only reason that anyone would even know that I wasn't a part of that is if they looked at the CD sleeve and would see Matt Dobbs, and like that's the only, because everything after that,
right? Like
because I joined and we immediately started writing for the Spark.
Oh, for Lock and Key.
For Lock and Key. Sorry.
Yeah, the album. But the Spark was on that album.
I can't remember how many songs are on the EP. I don't remember fucking anything.
Oh yeah, you couldn't remember then.
I can't remember now.
We were on the radio. And
I wasn't expecting to get any questions. I was just there to smile and not say
To be
anything.
fair, I don't really think about like, oh, there's 7 songs on this EP. You know,
I don't even know all the words sometimes. It's just like,
well, that's okay. It's not your job. Unless you have to sing backup on it and have to sing the words, then it's not really your
I
job
don't
to
even
know
know
the words.
some of the songs I'm supposed to sing backup on. The new song, you were writing the new song, and I'm like, we're like practicing for like the CD releases of it. And I'm like, oh shit!
But they were all. That was all new though. That was,
I know.
So it was all fresh and new. It's hilarious.
That was so much fun. Though.
Are there any words like you can think of or any lyrics that you do backups for that you actually don't know the words to, that like of a song we play a lot or that you're unsure of?
No, I think because I think I had to like lock it in there
That's so
to
funny.
be able to do it at all. Yeah.
No, yeah, you got really locked in. Plus, when we got in-ears, I could hear you.
Also, that
I'd know if you
would
weren't
know.
saying
Yeah,
the-
you would feel like looking at me like,
What are you saying? What are you saying? Sometimes, to be fair, sometimes I sing the wrong. I'll sing the wrong lyrics.
But that's the thing is like you're still like a lyricist, so like you ever seen the clip of John Mayer and he plays a wrong note, but then he like bends out of it and makes it like this bluesy ass fucking,
Yeah.
and he looks back and he's like, oh.
Suck it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do when you've messed up words. That's what you do. You just like say the thing that gets you out of it, and it like makes sense, even if like that.
Always. I try to fake it.
I feel like
I
feel
fake-
like
you
for
fake-
the
you know,
most,
you
that's the
fake your
thing
way
is,
out of everything
For the
when you
most part,
play.
I feel like that's what you do, and like so. Yeah, I mean, all right, fine. I don't get to play with you nearly as much anymore, and I can imagine when you play like often as you do.
I make a
Sometimes
ton of
like
mistakes. Yeah.
like you can't hit every note all the time.
I'm not gonna.
Especially when you're playing and singing at the same time, like you're not going to play 100% of the notes 100% perfect all the time. That would be incredible. What are you? You're an AI.
You're an AI. You're a mutant or an AI chatbot.
Yes.
Yeah, because I fuck up, especially sing. I'm not gonna hit every note perfect, and I know. I just want everyone to know. I know when I didn't hit the note. I know. I can feel it.
yeah.
It hurts me more than it hurts you. Okay, because the voice is the most unpredictable instrument. You know, it's okay. You can.
I just feel like
you don't have to bang it down. Yeah, there's a little bit of. It's fine. I actually put some fake pickles under this thing from this fake cheeseburger.
Wait, can I have a slice of your cheese? Or can I have your cheese and your lettuce?
You can just have the whole burger, bro. Fidget with that.
Ooh.
I feel like that'll make your
Oh.
time here.
Oh wait, hold on.
Better.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this first.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna rearrange the burger. Just
Wait, one more. I got
okay. Oh, and the cheese for the Red Bull. Oh, the lettuce is like a little lily pad for your water.
this. It's like,
Wow.
look at that. Look at that.
Now it's just like a shitty cheeseburger from McDonald's with no shit. Sorry, hamburger.
It's just a hamburger.
It's just a hamburger. That's hilarious. Yeah, actually, that looks better. That looks good though. So we'll leave it right there. We'll keep it right there.
I had a coworker that he asked me to get lunch once, and I was like, "Yeah, what do you want me to get?" And he was like, "A plain hamburger," and I was like,
You're like, oh, you're gonna
you
kill
okay?
You're gonna kill somebody? Are you a sociopath?
"Listen, no. Everything else about his meal was completely right, but that was just the one thing. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, but it only takes that one little trait. One little trait. What the fuck was I saying before? I was like, I use a pickle to hold this down.
Yes.
I was like saying, I don't know. We were talking about you after the Lion, and we started writing for Lock and Key and Spark and all that. So when Rich joined the band, I think his first gig that he played with, which he had to prepare for in a very short amount of time, was a 3-hour cover gig.
Yep.
At Irish Pub.
I had never even like thought about playing more than like a 45 minutes to an hour set. Like that was like all I had ever played.
Right, because you were in a band before.
Yes,
we
that was
yanked you.
my first band, Curse the Mariner, which was a local hardcore band, post-hardcore band, actually with Jay Lee White of Precious Metal
Fame.
and Colin Miner, John Melcher was our first drummer.
You know what's funny is Hannah and I were going through the lineup of Curse the Mariner too.
Yeah.
And I said James, and she didn't realize that was Jay Lee.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was James. And then she realized that later, that's Jay Lee.
I have to think about it to say Jay Lee because I know that he goes by Jay Lee mostly now. And every time I say James, like especially like down when I'm hanging out with the Precious Metals guys, like the Precious Metals guys don't think they know who I'm talking about, but not all of the other friends they're like, who? And I'm like, Jay Lee. And it's like,
see, but I figured because of when you guys grew up and he was, I think, just going by James at that point. But no, the Jay Lee's, it's stuck. It's working. That's what's in her head. She didn't even think.
Yes.
Good job, James. You officially got rid of James.
but yeah, so that was a great band. That was a great band. Josh White, also unrelated, no relation to.
Oh yeah, and Josh White,
to
James.
Yeah,
totally different Whites.
Yeah,
yeah, just same last name, different families.
But yeah, no, I remember James telling me that you guys were looking for a bass player. And I remember him telling me that like you guys had auditioned a bunch of bass players, which I didn't know like how many that was.
We'd auditioned a couple.
But I knew that it was like, all right, I guess probably like everyone that I know that's like a good bass player. And then I was like, and then I heard that like you still like were like potentially like looking for somebody.
Yeah.
And then so that's when I messaged Mateo and I was like, hey, like you guys need a bass player? And he's like, you don't play bass. And I said, well, send me the songs. Yeah. And he was like, okay. And he sent me the songs and I tried to learn them as best I could on like my uncle's friend had given me this bass that he found in his basement because he like played in like a metal band. And, like he was like, oh, I don't know what this is, but Big Rich wants it, and like gave it to me. And I'd just been sitting in my room forever, so I used that to kind of learn the songs. I had no bass equipment. Like I think I was playing literally just plugged my bass into like the PA system so I could like hear it at all.
Yeah,
and I learned a couple of the songs that came. You guys were like, come back for another audition, and I was like, okay, cool. And then you guys had a bass for me to use. I don't have it anymore. It's the old jazz bass, the old Mexican jazz, white. Yeah. And
I got
then you guys were like, were like, all right, like, and you can use this bass until you get a real bass.
Totally.
And I remember I beat the crap out of that bass. I felt really, I should have been way nicer to it.
It's totally fine.
And I would bleed all over it all the time. So we had to drill holes in it to put the ashtray. Didn't, like that was so I felt so bad.
It's called rock and roll. I paid $200 for that.
But bass. that was a great bass. But yeah, that was. I mean, I had never expected to play. Like I didn't know. I knew that you guys were like, in my opinion, like the real deal. Like you guys were the ones that wanted to play music and had been continuing to play music. And I was like, I would be stupid to not try to play music with these guys because
he played guitar. Yeah. Obviously, Rich played guitar in his former band.
So I just remember.
But you picked it up real quick.
Well, I you guys made it easy. You wrote great songs and like they were I didn't get to see the band even before.
No, I mean,
I never got to see a show.
Yeah, we weren't playing that
I never
much.
saw Travis Gray and the Frontiers, but I kept seeing like pictures, and like it looked like the most fun band. Like it looked like a badass band. So I was like, okay, like this is awesome.
I'm glad it looked like
that. And that's why and I'll never forget. Like, again, I had started learning the songs, and I was like, really excited about this, but I like was going to ACC. And I was living at home, and like I wasn't like really doing well. Like I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad. I wasn't doing well. And like I was working at Adventure Racing, and like working in the outlets and stuff.
Yeah, all
and
that.
Like I had like gotten in a car accident that wasn't my fault, but like this totaled this vehicle, and like I needed a new vehicle, and like my parents are the fucking best, and they helped me get a new vehicle, so I wasn't completely stranded, but. My parents were also like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not like, what are you doing? Like, you got to figure this out. Cause like, you're not doing well in school and like, you're not really working a real job. So like, do you have a plan? Like, is there like a direction here? Or like what? And then that was right around the time that I had auditioned for Wild Adriatic. And I remember being like, yes, I do. And like I played them the music because like it was like a kind of a serious conversation of just like trying to be like
Oh
realistic
my! So
and
the
whatever.
pressure was on me
No, pressure was on me to like make good decisions, but then
to convince them that we were good.
That was the thing is like I knew that you guys were good, and I knew, and like literally that's what happened was like I started to play them the songs, and my parents like kind of looked at each other and they were like, okay, because I think they were expecting like another metal band, not that they didn't like Curse the Mariner, but like they were just like, this band's never, like we were playing like 1 to 2 shows a month maybe, and like we would get 13 people at their shows, and like unless it was the Unitarian Church, which was the best.
Dude, Hannah made a shout out to the Unitarian Church.
Unitarian taught me how to play in front of people, so like
helped a lot of people.
But yeah, they were just like, okay, like try this. And also I wanted to be a state trooper. Like that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And they like hadn't offered a test in like 10 years or something like that. And like there was no inkling that they were going to be offering a test. So it was just like, all right, like do this thing. And then literally like I joined the band and then they announced that they were going to offer a test.
Of course.
And it was like every Saturday for like that, like the month of October, like that, like first year that I was in the band.
That was like Pearl-Palooza.
Right. Like that's the thing is like, so we did all this like kind of cool stuff, and then like we recorded, and like I remember like we recorded Lock and Key, and like I just remember like talking to my dad about this and being like, I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, like I think that you should take the test if you can figure it out, but like, wouldn't be the worst to ride the wave that you're on, like, especially if it's something that you really want to do. And like, I remember being like so nervous, but also like looking at our schedule, looking at the test dates and being like, I don't have time to do this. And like, I'm not going to like say I can't play a gig that I just, I committed to like doing this. Like I want to do this.
That was just the beginning.
And that was the beginning. And like, I remember like talking to like, Mateo and like you and like, feeling, excited about like all the stuff that we were doing, and like, kind of feeling like if I'm ever going to put all my eggs in a basket, like it's gonna be like for the, especially like at that time, like I had only like hopes of like maybe like I you know what I found cleaning out stuff in my room a couple years ago. I found a thing that I had written in high school.
Oh wow!
And it was like a writing exercise, like like I think I want to say it was either my junior or my senior year, and it was like where do you picture yourself in like 10 years or 15 years or whatever? Like it was a very interesting thing. Yeah. And I wrote about how I pictured myself as a, police officer, whether it was a state trooper or something else, like just doing that, like helping in the community and playing in a cover band, like on the side, once in a while.
You wrote that in high school?
That's what I wrote in high school. And I was just like, that's kind of nuts.
I was trying to leave high school and just play music,
dude. So like that's why like I think it was always like in my mind that I wanted to play music. And I don't remember writing that at all. But like especially like the cover band thing, like I don't know. Well, you love playing music. You knew that, but you didn't really. You were like a ghost player at school. Like yes,
Rich was a grade below me at the same high school in Queensbury High School, and I didn't even know he played guitar for the longest time until like. I don't know. Until I saw you at maybe like the Unitarian Church or some Curse the Mariner show there or something. I'm like, this guy plays guitar. I've seen you around the halls. Like, hey, let's go.
Well, I didn't play with anybody. Like when I started taking lessons with Micah, which like I feel like everybody that we both like so many people I know took lessons from Micah Scoville.
Yeah,
love you, Micah. He was the best. Like he would see what you were good at, and he would like encourage you in that direction. Like,
he did,
and like because I would see him do that. I would see him do that with people like you who obviously like shred guitar, and then like someone like me who's like I needed a little bit more like, hey, this is how you do that. I just needed a little bit more patience. And then like there was people like I remember there was a kid that I went to school with at ACC where he also taught, and the kid couldn't pick his way through like just about anything, but his jazz chord mind was just like incredible. And Micah knew how to encourage and cultivate that. And it was
That's a
just
skill.
like, it was awesome. So like,
he was
great. So like, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say he moved to Florida. He's teaching down there now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Everyone's moving to Florida. My dad moved to Florida.
He's teaching at like
Florida.
a real school now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about time.
Yeah, he was up recently doing a couple gigs. I almost had to have him fill in for me a couple weeks ago. But yeah,
I did not.
I don't know
that.
if he's still in the area, but he was. Yeah.
But yeah, so I started taking lessons with him, and he encouraged like classical and stuff. But that was like, I don't know, middle school, 7th, 8th grade, maybe like maybe 6th grade. I can't.
Is when you started?
When I started playing guitar.
See, I think I started around the same time, like 6th grade.
Yeah,
something like that.
And then like but I didn't play like with anybody. Like I would play with like my buddies like Justin and Chris, like in the old neighborhood, like, you know, our other friend Chris we called Pierce, and like so like we would get together and we'd play like, you know, Back in Black and like, you know, Sugar We're Going Down and like that's about it. Like I can't even think of another song. Like we could barely play together, but it was like, all right, cool, those are songs. And then like Fixer, that was the name of the band. It was with like 4 X's. Fixer. But like, so like I never played with anybody. Like I jammed with a couple people like a couple of times, and like I didn't know how to jam. Like I barely knew any songs. So
what
it was
does
like,
jamming even mean?
I feel like being able to truly just jam is really like, I'm not saying that like this is, and I want to be careful with what I say here because like I don't want to diminish people that are learning an instrument. Like that's no, like you should always try to do things that are outside of your comfort zone or like what you're used to doing or anything. Like I wish I did this more, but like I feel like truly being able to jam is being able to like is having a knowledge of your instrument enough to like you hear what somebody else is playing and you can draw off of that. Or like, you know, especially, you know, as a bass player, it's like, okay, I hear like, you know, this is kind of funky or this is kind of jazzy or this is kind of country or like whatever. And like you try and it's like, all right, what's the key? And you kind of figure it out and you're like, okay, kind of cool. And like, if you can do that, like that's jamming. And like, you know, it's harder to do that when I think if you like you don't have like a full knowledge of your fretboard and you're trying to like shred and like, you don't know how to like, you just gotta play to like, you know, taste and like whatever.
When less is more.
Exactly.
You just gotta know when to play.
You gotta know when to play. And like I feel like that's true jamming. But also when you're jamming, like when you're first learning how to, like it teaches you to be uncomfortable and be okay with that until you like find
when you
your
start
way.
Like that, like when you're young and like you're playing in your first band or like with some friends, you should like all learn a song.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, because no one's going to actually be like, man, guys, this jamming is sounding really good.
Yes.
Like if you try to learn a song.
All the time. Playing. And I think that's something that is so, I love the reactions it gets so much because it is so genuine from people that don't play regularly or don't play at all, and they just like they're fans of music, but like they don't play, and they're like, oh, like so many people are like, oh, I can never do that. But it's like when you go to a super jam or like an open mic or something, whatever, and it's like, you know, people get on stage and it's like they've never played together maybe necessarily before, and it's like, hey, you know, you guys know War Pigs, you guys know Use Me, like, you know what I mean, like, and everyone, like 95% of the time, like when you say these songs that like, yeah, sure, maybe they're common or like maybe they're not common, but they're still like a popular enough song in a certain style to where like everyone's like, yeah, I've at least heard that song before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, you know, maybe if you were to like record it and then A/B it to the song, like it might be playing it completely wrong.
Yeah,
but like they have the gist of it and like enough for like you not to notice or anyone to care or notice, whatever. Like people are like, wow, that's like, did you guys rehearse? And it's like, no. but like it's not magic. It's like
it's just proficiency.
We all just like know the songs, and it's like you're like we all listen to music, so like that's why we know. We've been playing for X amount of time and like different bands, and it's
we've
like
schooled ourselves over time. We've learned ridiculous lists of covers,
and it still is there. Like, and there is like something special about that, to be able to be like, it doesn't literally. We can literally be from different countries and like, not speak the same language, like
exactly,
and we all speak the same language, like
exactly, and that's why Billy Joel went over and played in Moscow in the 80s, and it was a big deal.
That's what music is.
But
it's crazy.
Broke the barrier.
Yeah, it's a crazy language that like anybody can learn.
Right, totally universal.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's why K-pop, it's huge here. I mean,
I don't listen to it. My mom loves it.
Listen, I don't listen to it either, but I
don't listen to it.
You know what? She must be onto something, because it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's big with kids because it's, K-pop demon hunters and stuff.
I see it.
I'll probably get flagged
for
saying that on YouTube.
I see it on Netflix, like keeps coming up.
Yeah, it's
there.
like, I don't want to watch K-pop demon hunters right now. But to go back to what we were saying, like, and like you were playing with your friends growing up before you got into bands.
Yes.
So I feel like the reason I was doing all of that before Mateo and Paul yanked me.
I remember
they yanked me into the world.
I remember you singing like almost as good as he sings now, honestly.
No.
Like in like lunchroom and stuff, like they would always be like, oh, like, who has a talent? Like, anybody have a talent? And like most kids were just like, I could make like fart, like they like it was like bullshit. God. And then like you would get up and like sing a song, even if it was just like a chorus, and everyone would be like, holy shit. And like, like that was awesome. Like, so like I feel like,
God.
I remember you like having the thing, like
I can't believe you remember that shit.
Yeah. Like did you ever get voted like a superlative, like most likely to be like?
I would have if I had stayed at Queensbury, but I did those last 2 years.
Yes, because
I got most musical at the thing.
I remember the kids that got most musical in my grade, and like they were both like great singers, and they were both like good singers in like the plays and stuff at school, which is theater, cool. Yeah. Like absolutely, but like that's the thing is like then there were kids like you that it was like they're gonna be like you could do that stuff.
I quit.
Right. And like
to be in bands.
Right. That's exactly. And it was like oh, he's gonna definitely like that's gonna be. And then like fast forward, it was like yeah, sure, the Loyalty, like Travis Gray, The Frontiers. There was another one, wasn't there?
First was Horse in a Box.
Horse in a Box.
That was
Loyalty. With you.
Travis Gray. I did my solo album, then I turned it into Travis Gray and The Frontiers, and we did that cool thing at Roseland Ballroom with Third Eye Blind in 2009.
I remember you talking about that. That was so cool.
And then it was Wild Adriatic. Yeah. Basically it was me. I wrote an album like by myself, played by myself for a little while.
Yeah.
Did the Travis Gray and The Frontiers. That's when everything started. I was like, that's when I realized I want to play in a band. And I was like, and then I realized like, I want the camaraderie of a regular band. I don't want to be Dave Matthews Band.
I just remember, I remember like, feeling like I caught, like, I was like so happy that I caught the beginning of that, like back when we opened for Hanson.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ted called you and he was like, Travis, I need you to come. I need you to play. And you were like, you're like, yeah, I will. But like, I'm in a band now. So it's like, you either take my band or like, I'm not going to come.
I know.
And he was like, fuck.
No, but it was three of us.
Right. Well, they wouldn't let Mateo play drums.
Because they didn't want a band
us
opener.
To upstage them.
I think what it is, they don't have a bass player. So it's like they're already sounding a little empty, like Hanson when they tour.
So they should have made me not play Suck My Old Dick.
Listen, I totally agree. No, I will not cut it out. I totally get, and I would have much rather played full band, obviously. Yeah. But luckily, Mateo was super cool about
it. That's okay. They didn't have a credit card reader, and then their fans were all disappointed that they couldn't buy merch from them. So they were like, "Hey, do you guys have merch?" And we were like, "We sure do."
Good thing Mateo was there because he was running the show over there.
Yep.
And they made us like, remember we had to upcharge our t-shirts.
Yeah, like they hated that so much.
When they take a merch cut or they force you to raise your prices.
Well,
that's bullshit.
Is that did we beat up on Live Nation enough yet, or do we still have more to do?
You can beat up on Live Nation all you want.
All right,
please.
cool. Well, I mean, there's like stuff started to happen. Like, didn't they start to like do stuff to them recently? I might be misinformed.
I don't know. I'm not that informed about the whole Live Nation.
I want to say
thing.
I heard that there was some like
some Live Nation drama.
Yeah, there was some Live Nation like not political drama, but like kind of like as far as like I mean, legislation.
They're always ruining everybody.
Right. Well, like it was like I think they were like kind of like unfairly like charging money for things. And
probably they were probably like overcharging fees for everything.
I could be wrong about that, but yeah.
I doubt it. No, they're super shady.
Fuck Live Nation.
Yeah. No, they control like everything. It's like any other. It's like Hudson Headwaters. What a weird comparison, but it's just like for live shows.
Yeah.
You know, they're like they're literally monopoly.
Yeah.
I mean, any big show you go to is gonna be Live Nation.
Yeah, especially the bigger venues for sure.
Yeah. Are the Frasco any of the Frasco shows Live Nation?
I want to not all of them, but a lot of them are. Yeah. I mean, you can always tell because it's like they have like stage water cans and like they have like they all like you get in there and you're like, what's the Wi-Fi password? And it's like on the wall and it's like Live Nation, whatever, and your phone's already connected because you've been to another Live Nation venue. And it's just like the same. Yeah, it sucks. Which is like they're always like really clean and like there's always plenty of the snacks and like the like you have plenty of water so you're hydrated or whatever. They have all like the resources.
So did Epstein like on Epstein Island.
Sorry. That's kind of what it feels like when you compare it to like it's like a little like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah, it's like grooming you to be okay with getting screwed over so hard. They're like, hey, we're gonna screw you over, and then your fans.
Yeah, I mean, at least we don't have to pay $14 for a beer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I
can't believe that. No, that's a real thing. I think when you go, I think like it's SPAC. Yeah, you're paying. I think close to that, if not more. I'm probably wrong.
Absurd.
Honestly, I'm probably under.
Honestly, but it's like ridiculous because I feel like I was having this conversation the other day, and like I love like support your local businesses, like go to your bars, tip your bartenders, like do all that stuff, but also like it's so frustrating when it's like, all right, this beer was $7. It's like I could buy. You buy a 6-pack and you go home. It's like the amount of money that you'd spend
going out drinking is an easy way to spend money.
I know you're paying for the experience,
the ambiance,
and like the vibe. Like I get that, but also it's just like, yeah, but you can invite your friends over and like no one has to drive. And
you're
like
paying
whatever.
for some fat guy sitting next to you to be pouring over into your seat and drinking, smelling like fucking shit.
Listen. Most bars, but not every bar.
It's just most bars are. I mean, right now we're in Kingsbury, New York, and I think there's one bar here. I think.
What's it called? Just a bar?
No, it's called the Homestead. It's like right.
The Homestead.
It's like right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like people actually go to it, and they're like karaoke. They have like I'm scared. I haven't gone in. You should
go do karaoke.
I'll have to go in and
you should go. You should go in and just do one song, and then just like walk out, and they'll be like.
Just walk away.
What they'll be like? What just happened? It'll be badass.
Do karaoke? Yeah, I gotta figure out what day they do it. Probably like Saturday
just
night.
Go in like one day a month, but like if they do it like the same day, like every week, go in like a different like one different week every. It's like they never know when you're gonna be there.
Yeah,
you might, dude.
You know what's funny about is that
you'll become a local like legend.
But it depends what song I do because where I live is rural.
Yeah.
Like it's like the beginning of rural. So there's a lot of farms around, like on my street. Yeah. It's farms. Farms. A lot of simple folk. a lot of just, we're out there. We're in Washington County. So if I go in there and I start singing, I Will Always Love You by Whitney, I don't know how they're going to feel about it. Or will I have to sing it like, She Thinks My Tractor is Sexy or something.
Have to do something like that. I mean, but you know what? I feel like real recognizes real. So like, if you do some badass like ballad or something like that, they might, and like you crush it the way like I know that you would.
Thank you.
They might be like, "Yo, what the okay?" Like,
just throw some Whitney.
Yeah, like why not?
How will I know
I got to do karaoke recently.
Yeah, where'd you do karaoke?
I went to Marioke at Ryan's Wake in Troy.
Is that a restaurant?
It is a restaurant. It's like right next to Brown's Brewery or whatever.
Ryan's
Wake.
Okay,
It's
I was hoping it wasn't a funeral.
Played in front of it before. It's they like, remember how they used to do
Rockin' on the River
like in the parking lot.
Yeah, behind.
It's like the closest patio. That's Ryan's Wake right there.
Okay.
So like we were there and they were doing Marioke, which wasn't necessarily Christmas karaoke.
Oh,
it was
okay.
just like
holiday
whatever. And you
karaoke.
could do Christmas song if you wanted, but like
regular,
you could do regular karaoke. And I wanted to do Rain is a Good Thing, I think it's called, by Luke Bryan, which is
I don't know that one.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
I know some country just because I have to.
It's so much fun.
But
I wanted to do that song. They didn't have it. They had like about a million other songs that he does, and I was like, where's mine? So I did I did Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy, because I was like, all right, I need something else that I know. That's not even the song I wanted to do. They didn't have a song. I wanted to do like anything else that was that one gets up there, and I was like,
yeah,
no. Yes, that's the part that gets you, and people are unprepared for it. So
the bridge.
I did that, and then Chase from Precious Metals was going to get back up and do I Want It That Way for his girlfriend, who was actually going to see Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, I think, for like Christmas or something like that. He gets up to do that, and I'm like, do you want like a backup singer? And he was like, actually, like, yes.
You're like, tell me why.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. So he took the first verse, and then like we did the chorus together, and then I started the second verse, and like we did the chorus together, and then but when it hits the key change, you know who did the high part?
Did you do it?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
I went for it. I can't do it right now, but I did it.
Well, yeah, no. As long as you nailed it at karaoke, we don't want to ruin it with trying to recreate a magic moment, you know? That is a crazy.
It was like, and he looked at me. He looked back at me. And he was like, "Yo," and I was like, I had to go for it. Like,
so I think if we break it down, it's "Don't wanna hear you say yeah." So you did that.
Yeah. I did the AJ part. I think it's AJ.
It's Nick.
Nick. God damn it.
On that part for sure.
No, AJ ends the song, right? With his gelled goatee. Everything is gelled. And cheetah pattern.
Yeah, he was that one. He was the bad boy.
Bad boy with his cheetah pattern.
He was the bad boy. You had AJ the bad boy. You had Nick the pretty boy. You had Brian the boy next door. Howie the Latino one, and Kevin the big brother. Yeah, I guess that's how I always pictured it. Clearly,
Kevin. I don't remember Kevin.
Kevin is the one who did the low part. I Want It That Way. Now I can see that we're falling apart. And
I can't picture him at all.
He's tall, thin, dark hair.
Fuck that guy.
You don't remember what Kevin
I can't
looks
picture
like?
him right
Kevin,
now.
Here, I'll show you. Kevin Backstreet. Here he is. Come on.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that guy.
But that's Kevin.
No way. Okay.
So that's Kevin.
I remember everybody else. He was non-existent.
He really barely ever sang. He never did leads. I'd say the closest, I don't know, maybe Shape of My Heart. He had a little one in there, but he barely ever did leads, which is weird because everyone else did.
Yeah.
And that was more normal for. I'm really showing how much I know about boy bands right now.
I was a big NSYNC fan though.
You were a big NSYNC guy. So Lance never sang solo. Right. And Joey never sang solo. And honestly, Chris Kirkpatrick only had
Joey
like one song.
Joey was lucky to be on stage. So was Chris, honestly.
Oh yeah, he had like
with his braids or whatever.
I drive myself crazy.
He was cool. I know he like was producing all of the songs.
Was he?
I think he was like. Oh,
did you?
He was like involved. With that
he was. Yeah, he was older. I think he was a little older, and he was more like involved in the production.
And then it was like,
things.
and then it was like, you know, Justin Timberlake, who was just like badass, and then there was like JC, who was like trying so hard.
He was so good though.
He was
so
good, but I feel like he was trying so much harder to like be like, no, I'm cool too.
No, like,
and like everyone was like, shut up, JC. And
it was just such a. There was like it was a split between in the early days. It was like Justin and JC.
Yeah,
I don't know how this turned into an NSYNC podcast, but fuck it, here we go.
Rough Pumpkins.
Rough Pumpkins in sync. There was a split between JC and Justin on leads. Like, this I promise you.
Yeah.
The thing is, Justin had that high timbre.
Yep.
And that falsetto and that all the girls went crazy for. And that's why. But JC was so good. Is so good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still amazing. But
he's at a bar somewhere, just like
he's like, "This I promise you."
Everyone's like, "Can you sing something else?" Like, who even sings that song? And he's just like,
"Over and over I fall when I hear you call." See, that's the thing. Is like, then everybody. He didn't have the falsetto that Justin has. Without you, and then because then the harmony came in there, and that's right. Justin had that falsetto.
I'll never forget though. Before we move on from NSYNC,
yeah, please more. Please.
I remember their first album. They did that cover of that sailing song. That's like it's on like every like. Yeah,
the Criss Cross song, Christopher Cross. Jesus,
yes, it's on like every like Time Life,
Sailing takes me away. Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh, I was like, huh? And then like growing up and like hearing that song and being like, wow, like I never would have like, especially at that age, like I never would have expected them to cover a song like that, like which was like I feel like such an old
they were
kind of like an old
a cappella
song.
Group.
Yeah,
I think they really were. They were just all talented guys. Like They have that huge Christmas song that's always "Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays."
Yeah, I had that album on cassette. I think I still have it on cassette somewhere in my mom's basement.
Yeah, see that's awesome. I mean, I hear it every holiday season.
Such
timeless.
You feel the love in the room from the floor to the ceiling. It's that time of year. Christmas time was here, so
it's just simply having a wonderful Christmas.
With the blessings from above, God gives you His love, and everything's okay. Merry Christmas.
You should be singing it. And happy holidays. Oh yeah, everyone's wearing white puffy vests, turtlenecks, white turtlenecks. I mean, that's how everyone's dressing at the Sphere.
Yeah,
that's everyone's going to the Sphere. The Backstreet Boys shows,
and they're all wearing
white like turtlenecks and like huge white puffy vests.
Everyone's got ramen noodle hair.
Ramen noodle, yeah. That's a Justin thing. It's like what's his actual hair? Is it the is it the noodles or is it straight?
Gel and like some other stuff that's like gelled.
Like does he have real you have real curls? Like does he have real? Did he do that or does he straighten it now?
Oh man, I don't even know.
It's the
he just shaves his head now, doesn't he?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he did at one point,
after he went to jail for DWI or whatever.
He's like, this is gonna ruin the tour.
And the guy's like, "Who are you?"
He's like, nothing.
What tour, bro?
The tour. He got out pretty quick and got back on tour though.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
I don't think it ruined the. I think it put a little ding in the tour. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, Justin got a DWI. Everyone.
What is he doing? What is he driving for anyway?
I don't know. You can have anyone drive you. Why are you driving?
Get out of here.
Driving.
You can rent a helicopter from wherever you're going to go, wherever you're like, get out of here.
I mean, Taylor Swift takes a private jet from like one door down to another. If she can do that, Justin, you can get driven. I'm pretty damn sure he could. Not that I would order an Uber if I was Justin Timberlake, but that's just asking for disaster. Anyway, where we were before we got off on that was, so we started playing heavily,
which was awesome.
Like 2011, we started playing like pretty heavily, like with good festivals, right? Playing some
Pro-Palooza, another probably couple of like local ones that I can't remember right now, but maybe I don't know.
We played at Jillian's a bunch.
That I miss playing at Jillian's. We got to like open for like some cool bands there. We played some cool shows there too. I mean, we played there like, you know, one of the last nights that it was even open.
I know. Like, we met a lot of band friends through Jillian's and stuff.
But that was I miss that place a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, and we were also playing the back room at Uno's.
I just oh my god, the back room at Uno's, the Buzz Crew.
Yeah.
If you ever want to get a vibe for the back room at Uno's back in the day, just watch our video for Bound to Let You Go. and you will see a group of people, where maybe you can see it's kind of in a banquet hall, but like not really, and it's just like there's at least one person on someone's back, like and that's the Buzz Crew. My homies from
Rich's friends
from high school,
Rich's childhood friends,
and yes, and they would come out and support the crap out of us.
Big time.
Especially early
if we were
on,
around,
yeah,
we were local.
And then as people started to spread out, still it was nice once in a while we'd catch somebody like in wherever they were. So that was I miss Pizzeria Uno's.
I know, it's crazy. That's always something you just got to throw it back to. We had one monitor.
Googs.
Oh, dude,
Googs.
Hannah and I were talking about Googs
Googs
too. She, we both have fond memories.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a lot of fun. I was saying, like, even when we were like touring and we were home, if we like didn't have anything going on, we'd be still playing at Googs.
And he'd be like, "Oh, get over here and play."
He was in your neighborhood too.
Yeah, yep. He lived in my neighborhood that I grew up in, and I remember it was so funny. It was like one day. We had played there probably like 2 or 3 times at least. And like, he was like walking his dog like in front of my house. And like, we looked at each other and he was like, "Rich?" And I was like, "Mike?" And he was like, "You live here?" I was like, "Yeah." And so like,
we live here?
We realized that we had been neighbors for like years essentially. So
that's so funny.
Yeah. Yep. Small world. Everything's a small world. But,
yeah. It's a small world after all.
Actually funny. Another place that we played only a couple times, the Bayou in Glenville.
Oh yeah.
I met somebody the other day that we got to talking and they were like, "Oh yeah, Rich plays in bands," and I was like, "Yeah, I play." So I play, especially down that way where I was like, I was like, "Yeah, I played with Precious Metals for a little while," and I played in this band called Wild Adriatic, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I thought like you look familiar." He's like, "I love you guys," but he was like, the first time I saw you guys was at the Bayou in Glenville.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like, cause I mean,
maybe once or twice.
We played there twice.
Twice. Yeah. Okay.
We played there once, like completely, like, I want to say alone, but then like there was one time when Ralph came and jammed with us also.
Yeah.
And like, that was one of the first times I ever really jammed with somebody was that when we played
on bass especially.
We played a benefit for somebody that had been in a motorcycle accident, and there was and it was a friend of one of the guys that we were playing with at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like a local blues guy, and he was like, "Yeah, he's gonna come up and jam with us," and I was like. We're gonna do what? Like, I only know songs. Like, I don't know how to do. And I remember like getting through it and
so
like
it's like a 12-bar blues.
Yeah, but like still had never really like done that before.
Like reach into those first couple lessons
and
with
I was
Micah.
just like, what am I doing? And like, cause like sure, but I never had to think about what the bass was doing.
Exactly.
I was just only playing guitar, so it was just like, okay, here we go. And like we got through it, and it was fine. But like that was.
Stressful.
That was stressful, but it was like, now fast forward a million years just to jump ahead really quick. We were hosting a super jam in Appleton, and it was like, the last day of the Mile of Music Festival. And like, we're in the parking lot in front of Spats in front of Spats. And this band gets there. And I can't remember for the life of me what the name of the band was. It was like something with birds, something like it's gonna drive me nuts. But anyway, they were great. They were a great band from like Charlotte.
Okay.
And they were like kind of like a funky band, and they were like, "Hey, we want to play a Meters song," and I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "We can't find our bass player. Will you sit in?" And I was like, "Okay," but like, I only know like Sissy Strut. Like, I don't know like what like a Fire on the Bayou. Like, those are like the only 2 songs that I know.
Than, like...
And he was like, "Oh no, it's." And I want to say, wait, it was Just Kiss My Baby. Was that Bill Withers or was that the Meters?
I think that's. Now you're.
I know because I want to say it's the Meters.
I want to say that too, but now you're.
But I'm like 95% sure that was the song that they wanted.
The
to
Meters,
play.
yeah, okay.
And I didn't know that song at that time.
Well,
and
yeah.
I remember being like, I don't know that one, and they were like, "Oh, it's in whatever key, like you'll be fine," and I was just like,
I haven't heard that one.
And I remember like looking at Dustin, and Dustin looks at me and he's like, it's funk. Like, you'll lock it. You'll be fine. And I'm just like, I love how everyone's so confident.
Well, no one else has to play the bass line.
Right. Exactly. And I'm like thinking like the bass line is like, can make or break the song sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
so it's like,
absolutely.
so I'm like, I get out there and like, I just try to be like as fun to try to catch the groove that the drummer was trying to set and like kind of feel everything out. And I just tried to like stay out of the way and like, not play too much. I am having a panic attack for like this 3.5 minutes or whatever we're playing the song. It's 5 minutes we're playing a song. I am internally like melting because I don't know. I'm like everything I'm doing is wrong.
They threw you to the sharks,
right? And like I keep like trying to like keep like a straight face and like they're all just like playing and like everyone's just like doing their thing. And like I keep looking at Dustin, who's like off to the stage to my right, and Dustin's the whole time is like,
"You're killing it.
You're fine, dude. You're fine." And like he's encouraged, which is great, and what I needed. And we get through the song ends, my panic attack stops, and I'm just like,
"That was a lot of fun, guys.
Like,
thanks."
And they were like, "Oh man, that was great, thanks." And they were like, "All right, see you guys." And they get off, and like we keep playing songs that like everyone knows, and we're like, whatever. And like for years, I thought about that. For like it traumatized me. I finally, one day I'm watching this band called the Psychedelics, also from Charlotte. If you do not know the Psychedelics, please check out their music right now. They're truly amazing.
Plug for the Psychedelics.
Yeah, they're badass. They're like one of my favorite bands that I've seen in the last couple of years. They were playing a set at the Mile of Music, which is where the first time I saw them. And I like at this point, which was awesome, I had seen them twice that weekend. In 2 other places, and I'm pretty sure I don't think I'm making that up. And I went back to see them a third time. Oh, no, take that back. This was the second time that Appleton Beer Factory. And there was one other one. No, this was the third time. This was the third time I saw them that weekend. I'm forgetting the second place, but the first one was Appleton Beer Factory, and I was just like, this band is awesome. And then we saw them somewhere else, and I was like, this band is awesome. And then we saw them at the Courtyard at the hotel.
Yeah.
And I remember getting there like early and being like so excited.
You were a
like,
fan by
I
then.
wanted to be like in a good spot so I could see and dance and be out of the way with my stupid hair and like not like So like I find a spot and I'm excited and I'm looking and I'm like looking and I'm like, who's that guy? And there's another guy on stage that hasn't been there at the first couple of shows. And I'm like, it's a different drummer, and the drummer that had been playing is just playing percussion. And I'm like, okay, all right. Huh. And then they start playing, and I'm like, this band can get better? Like, what the hell is this? And I find out, so the drummer was the drummer for this band Doom Flamingo, which is like a badass band.
Yeah, I know Doom Flamingo.
And they were playing Doom Flamingo shows, and then like when he was done, he flew to Appleton, like was there for like the last show. Oh, and sick. I ended up talking to the keys player, who Noah Lee. Not Nora Lee is his Noah Jones, because his handle is not Nora Jones on Instagram, which I think is hilarious.
Not
Noah Jones.
Okay.
So I'm talking to Noah Jones after the who's their keys player after the set, and he goes, "Oh, I played with you before," and I'm like, "Really? Where?" And he starts, because I just bought a shirt, like we're just talking about whatever. And he's like, it was like here, like a couple of years ago, we played a Meters song with you.
Oh no!
And I look at him and I'm just like, I think about that daily when I'm like that traumatized me.
I didn't realize.
Like, what?
I didn't realize this was so traumatizing.
It was because like I had never been put in that position, but you know what that did? That set me up forever for everything else, because, all right, we've played so many shows. Like, I know I jumped, we were talking about before,
okay. Yeah.
And I jumped forward. We've played so many shows. We played, on rock and roll cruises and festivals, and we've played in people's basements, and we've played
people's
backyard. Like we've done a huge, crowd the night before, and then like the next day played to literally two
guys
people.
or
You know,
something.
in the same day we've played 3 or 4 different sets. Playing a short set here, packing up, going to this place, playing a show, packing up, going to somewhere else to play like an after party or like someone's wedding or something.
Yeah.
Like we've done like so many things like that, but like in doing all of those things, like it's thrown those things threw me curveballs also, and like those moments like set you up and like prepare you for it. So now again, like rewind from right now just a little bit, when I started filling in for Frasco and those guys a lot more frequently, it was before New Year's, I want to say last year, not this current past year, but like 24, 25 New Year's.
Yeah.
And it was right before New Year's, and we were playing a show down in Florida. At this place called Crazy Uncle Mike's. It's this brewery. It's badass. They always take good care of them. They took care of me. It was really great. They had pretty good beer, great food. I'm not a beer connoisseur, so that's why I said pretty good. I'm sure it's like fantastic. I'm not trying to diss it or anything. I just didn't have any of it, so I can't speak. But we had a great time. We played 2 nights. We played a private party the night before, and then we played like a regular show.
Right on.
I want to say it was the private party night. We're ripping through the set, and all of a sudden Andy calls Train in Vain by The Clash, which is a song that at the time they were playing pretty frequently. Sean, who's their like has been their guitar player for the last 15 years, who's had a knee injury, and he's been off the road for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, Mike's been filling in.
Yeah, Mike Ganser from Aqueous has been filling in. He's been absolutely crushing. I was playing with him, and he had warned me like a couple days before I'd gone out with them, like, hey, listen to this song, we might do it. I kind of forgot, which is on me. That doesn't happen very often. I try to be like on top of it, but I kind of forgot. And I get down there, and I get with Sean, and we're just talking. He's like, hey, did you learn Train in Vain? And I was like, shit, I forgot. And he goes, don't worry, we'll go over it like after dinner tonight or something, like whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. And like we both forget. And like the next day we both forget. And it's like literally we're on stage, we're playing the show. Oh, no. And Andy calls this song. And Sean looks at me, and he walks across the stage, and he's like, Train in Vain, do you know it? And I look at him, and I was like, he's like, you either know it or you don't. And I was like, I mean, I don't, but like, fuck it. Like, what are we gonna? He's like, and he looks at me like really, I could tell he looks at me. He's like, I fucking got you. And he walks back across the stage, and he proceeds to play the song and sing whatever while he's mouthing chords to me and like showing me his fretboard so I could see like where we're going. And like, I messed up, a couple of little things here and there, like, a couple of transitions, like maybe the first time through, but the second time through it was like, all right, cool, that's what this part is. And we made it. And he comes over to me, he's like, that's why I fucking love you. Cause like, and he's like, but he also, awesome. He also said something to me that I fucking try to remember. And I wish I knew this earlier. Like, but you feel like you don't learn this until like it happens to you. Nothing matters. Like he looked at me during the song. Like we were like almost done with the song. And he looks at me and he's like, nothing fucking matters, because nobody knew that I didn't know the fucking song, and like half the band probably didn't know that I didn't know the song.
It's a little jarring, and, like, what people don't notice,
right? Yeah. And like, but like you just do the thing, and like you listen and you pay attention. I mean, the first time I ever filled in for them, it was their second year on the Rock Boat, maybe I think it was the second year on the Rock Boat. We were gonna do a week of dates with them, like a week after. Like a week or something, a couple days after the boat.
Oh, yeah, you had double duty.
And yes, but like it was only because their bass player at the time, Chris, was like playing for like the Blues Brothers, and like he needed to like go home for like 5 days, and then he could come back out. So I just needed, it was like 5 shows.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like the end of the world, but like I remember they asked me like one of the first days on the boat, and I was like, yeah, like especially we're playing shows, like absolutely,
yeah, we're gonna be there anyway.
And I'm like, just give me the songs like as early as possible so I can like start to learn them. And then like it's the last day of the boat, we're like setting up for like our afternoon pool deck set, and I hear like, "Yo, Richie," and I turn around, and I don't remember if it was Andy or if it was Sean. Like, someone hands me a flash drive, and I'm like, "Cool, thanks." And like, I get into a computer. I think I want to say it was like one of the Chromoscope guys like had their like, let me like just look at it on their laptop.
I remember you had the
and I look at it, and it's like 30 songs and like 10 covers and like 5 cover teases, and I'm like,
yeah,
like, because it's like a lot of stuff, like, or at least for me at that time, like, I had never been put in that position before, so I was just like, okay, like, it's like gut check time. And like, it was great because like often Mateo was like the day driver, and like he would drive, if the drive was 12 hours, like he would bang it out, and like we'd get to the venue or the hotel, and then like I would be the night driver, and like whatever would entail after.
I was doing sleeping.
You were like doing labor, and like, both you and him were doing like full body workouts. Like, yeah, sure. Was I doing a full body workout jumping around? But like you were singing and playing, like, so you're like mentally and physically, like,
I was just,
you
could sleep a lot.
You could sleep, and you were like, that's what you needed to do. Like, Mateo was like, he was good at like running things and making sure that like everything was happening the way it was supposed to, and like especially during the day, like he needed to kind of like be the guy that was like doing the thing. Yeah,
super early.
Yes, he was a big coffee guy, so like he was
6:30.
Yeah, up doing the thing, and like I wasn't a morning person, but I was a night person, so like it all balanced. Like,
we stayed up
perfectly.
so late.
Yes,
night.
every night,
and we like went to every vending machine in the United States of America. I think.
Yes. We were professionals. We knew what to expect in every scenario.
Yep.
And like, so like, I mean, that's another thing that I'm going to say in just a second, but really quick, just so I could not forget this.
Yeah.
I learned all those songs, and like I busted ass, like, while Mateo's driving, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we get to the venue, I would keep playing until it was time for us to sound check. We'd set up, we'd sound check. I'd go back to playing their songs. We would play our set. I would go back to the merch table. I had my traveler bass, which had the auxiliary port, and we would leave our in-ears on stage. So I was like playing with them like every day. So I was like kind of like getting used to the songs. And I was like, I remember I was like nervous because, again, I had never played with anybody like that before, but I was like as ready as I could possibly think I could.
Yeah.
Be. And I remember like I'm on stage with them, Beats looks at me and he's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "I think so. Like, I don't know if I could be more ready."
Right.
He's like, "Fuck yeah." And then Andy calls this song Sea Boogie, which is like a staple song for them. And it was not a song that was on any list that they had given me. And I looked at Beats, and I looked at Sean, and I was like, I don't know that. And then he comes over and he goes, "It's blues and C. You're gonna be fine." And I was,
but still, it would have been nice.
But like that was the thing, is like, so like back to between like those Mile of Music moment and like that and like all these things that like you get thrown into. Like, I cannot tell you how many times like I'm on stage and like. It was like, "Oh, we're going to do this tease." And it's like, I don't know this song, but I've heard this song before.
Yeah,
and
like I can make
you just kind of like fake it. And like most people can't tell, but it's still fun. And like, it's challenging. And then like, the more it happens to you, like it's just like, it's
throwing the more you throw yourselves to the wolves,
it's
the
cool.
more you learn to survive.
Yes. It's very interesting how you learn to react to those.
It's like when you throw a baby in the water and they just somehow float back.
They just figure it out. They're just like, I got this.
Bass players are like babies you throw into the water.
Yeah. Just
they somehow make it to the surface.
You just hope that they don't come back.
That's the difference. The bass player,
you want the babies to come back. The bass players sing. We can get another
sink. One. No. God, bass players get so much hate. How does that feel like? Because you're a guitar player originally, and now like.
Honestly,
when you hear all the bass jokes,
the bass jokes I think are just I think they're really funny. Speaking of which, the funniest one to me, if any of you guys are fans of the movie That Thing You Do, the bass player in that movie does not have a name. They don't call him by a name one time. And this is the one that leaves to join the military. Wolfman, the bass player that replaces him, clearly has a name. I don't remember. He has a full name, and I can't even remember his full name. I just remember his nickname is Wolfman. And like, but the original bass player does not have a name. And in the credits, his name is TB Player, the bass player because he doesn't have a name. Like, and it's like the ultimate like bass player joke. Which like who fucking even cares, like, you know? But it's like I love that so much just because like that is like such a running joke, and it's just like they couldn't even be bothered to give him a name, and he has a million lines, like he's like a character that happened.
Tom Hanks was like, "Fuck you, bud. Fuck you."
I thought that was so funny.
It is hilarious.
But yeah, no, I think there's definitely some creative stuff out there, but also like. I honestly do get a lot of love from people, and like even playing with like the Frasco guys, like I've gotten to a point where I've played so much with them, like I've met people that are like, you know, when they finally figure out like, oh, you're just filling in, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, I've seen Frasco 4 times in the last 2 years, and I've only seen you on stage,
well,
so it's like
luck of the draw, baby.
Wild. That's luck wild of the draw. To me. So
depends
yeah,
when you come.
But like, but people definitely like are out there that like throw the bass player some love more frequently. And
yeah,
now.
no, I mean in reality, it's very important.
Yeah,
I mean it's like I was saying earlier. You know. There's more pressure when you make a mistake on the bass.
Oh God,
the whole room feels it.
Especially when you're playing in a 3-piece band. When you're playing in a 3-piece band and everyone can hear and feel it, and it's just like,
yeah, you can hear everything in a 3-piece band. But that's part of. I feel like doing that for so long. I think that helped our musicianship.
It definitely did
because we were forced to. I mean, honestly, it became hard to fill up less space as we started playing with like Dustin and
exactly.
stuff.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I don't need to be like doing that anymore.
Dude, even me, like I started to like, oh, that's a cool thing, and I would start to like try to fit what like Dustin was playing in or what you were playing into like what I was playing, and it was just like we would get busy and jammy and funky, and it was cool. But it was like sometimes it was like, all right,
I guess we gotta rein it in. No, yeah.
It's funny playing with Frasco and then playing with Ganser.
Yeah.
Like he can definitely do that like really spacey, jammy thing.
Oh,
so it's funny. It's funny. Like sometimes Andy will like he'll be like, all right, let's go. You know, and like sometimes he'll be like do that jammy fish thing.
Yeah.
And he'll get like real
because you and Ganser, because
you're
you can just lay it down,
and it's cool. It's definitely it's very like there's a lot to be said about that, being able to do that, and that's, honestly
it's fun.
And then playing with the Humphreys guys, like I feel like they're one of my favorite bands to do it. Not that I don't love like Fish and those bands, like I just don't listen to them really, but like Humphreys guys, like
they're so good at
it.
They have really
and they're like kind of like more, they're like harder, like heavier, they
get really heavy.
I like that.
They have like signs for like different, like this is what we're gonna do musically, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I'll take a step back, or I'll take it like blah blah blah. It's like they have all these jam signals. It's very,
you know, I met when I got to talk to Stay Sick in between like the nights. I said I was talking to him about how like impressive that is, because it just seems like so quick and everything, and like because they get so complicated, and like he was talking to me about how he's like, yeah, like the jams were like different than they normally were because, you know, there was like less chord changes than there usually are, which like to me, like like he said that, and I'm literally like thinking like of like one part where like they were like kind of like trying to build something, and I was still watching his hand, and he was like, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I know maybe he's arpeggiating or like whatever. He's like, and like maybe there's only 2 chords there or whatever. But I was just like, I can't, like, you played so many notes tonight. Like I don't even know, how do you remember everything? Like that's like crazy. And like so much of it, like I'm sure it is a jam, like based off of like whatever riff or whatever is part of, you know, whatever phrase in the song or something. But like at the same time, like they write some like complicated shit. So it was like, I was just like, dude, that's so impressive. But he was like, yeah, but I mean, you got to remember, like we play like every night for like the last like 15 years or whatever. He said, like, you know,
like,
he was just,
and
he was just like, that's what happens when like you just like constantly like play together, and like, you know, you're playing as long and like as, you know, technically as we were, and I was like, you know, that's like that's fair, like and that's something that we really had. I feel like, you know, we played so frequently together, and like, you know, it was funny, like, and I feel like this is what, you know, every band goes through this, where it was like it would you'd get off the road, which like we would know so much, and it was like, all right, we gotta write songs again. And like sometimes you would just like play a song, and like we would just play with the song with you, and it was like, cool, that's a song. Done. Next song. And it was just like that. And then sometimes it would be like, we'd start to write a song like Feel. And it was like, we recorded Feel. We named an album after it. And then we were like, no. And then we took it off. And then like, I think you can find it if you own a NASCAR video game. I think it's on one of the NASCAR
the original
games.
Feel.
But I remember like, now it still is Feel That Way. Like we changed
the name of the song is Simple Thing,
right? So like it still exists.
The riff, it's the Feel riff.
It's the Feel riff, and like it still exists sort of. But we ripped that song in half. We made bad behavior.
Yeah, and we took
out of like part of it.
Yeah,
and then like
we just mishmashed.
Simple Thing, Feel That Way, maintained the Feel spirit. And when and was like fully completed, I think in the way that it was like probably intended to be. I'm
at this point, and over the years with how those songs, I'm like I'm confused almost because like I know Bad Behavior, I know Simple Thing. If you asked me to play Feel today, I'd be like,
it would be exactly yes. But it's just so interesting, like how like how different the process can be, and it's like at any point, like There were times where it was like we were just ripping out songs, and there were times where it was like, all right, this one needs a little bit more work, and like when you'd finally like, we'd finally get done with it, and it was like, all right, cool, all right, that worked out, and like, but like it could be like, and I wish I remembered another song because I feel like there was something
we've ripped apart.
There's been a few where it's like we've done that, and it's like.
We're like, what verse are we doing now nowadays for this song? What's the verse?
But I think that's and that's something that I feel like I always tried to keep in mind that I learned with Curse the Mariner, like back in the day.
Lessons learned.
Yes, because like I remember there was a song that we played. It was this song called Antioch, and I remember no, that's not true. No, it was a song called Kevin.
God damn it, Kevin.
It was a song called Amber Diction. Which is drama backwards into diction, and it was like it was about like a dramatic situation that was like in his life at the time, or like was in his recent life at the time.
Metal band title.
Yeah, Amber Diction. And I remember being like, I don't get this song like at all. We started writing it because it was like super dissonant, and like, granted, like we were a post-hardcore band, so like that's not like abnormal, but it was just like it was so dissonant, and like it didn't seem like it made any goddamn sense. Like when I first started playing it, I just couldn't I couldn't picture the direction that we were going, and like, but it was just like I remember being like, I just need to like say yes to it, like like in a way, you know what I mean, like I just need to like
try to figure
this out. And like the more we played it and the more I sat with it, like it was like one day it kind of clicked a little bit, and I was like, okay, and like I kind of figured out a little bit of a part, and it seemed to kind of like support what Colin was playing, and I was like, okay, like that's kind of cool. And it was just like it needed time. It needed to be massaged. And mostly by me. Like in my I just needed to figure out my spot. And like, when you're listening and you're finding out when not to play and when to play.
Well, there was 3 guitar players too.
Exactly. So like there was just like a lot of stuff going on. So it was like, but I remember having to be like, okay, I just need to say to feel like I say yes to this song, and I just need to commit to it. And like by the time we were done, it was one of my favorite songs that we ever wrote.
That's cool.
And like it was probably one of our best songs that we ever wrote together. And like I'll never forget that lesson. And I just remember being like so many times, just like even when if I felt like that, like I didn't know the direction I needed to go with something that we were trying to write.
Yeah.
Like I just
but you were less resistant.
Like, right. I just needed to be like open to like any suggestion or like any idea that I had. Like I just needed to like try it, because like I knew I was going to find it. I just needed to find it. Sometimes you just got to try things, and like
it's true.
That was like for me, that was a comfort zone thing for me. I'm good at learning songs and playing songs, and like that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
But like writing songs makes me nervous because it's like, what if I write the wrong thing? It's an insane. It doesn't
that's not
make
real.
right. It's not real.
There's no wrong thing.
But like, what if I could have wrote something cooler? You hear someone else play something like, and that's happened with me even with Precious Metals. Like I used to play with Precious Metals for a minute, and there was a song that I helped them record.
Yeah,
and then like when I filled in for a gig like recently because their bass player Eric had gotten in an accident and he hurt his shoulder, so his shoulder and like pelvis, something else. Poor guy. He's back to it. They were just at Desperate Annie's in Saratoga. It was a great show.
Glad to hear he's back.
But they needed me for one show. I'm all right, cool. And I got in the room and we like had one rehearsal before the gig and like playing through the song. We played the song that I've played with them a million times. And like the outro thing that they did just sounded like, and I was like, wait, who figured that out? Because like they changed like the chord progression of like what I used to play. And like it wasn't even, I don't even necessarily know if I was the one that helped write the part. I think James had originally written the part and I was just kind of like working off of that.
Okay.
So like they changed the progression a little bit and I was like, yo, like I don't remember playing that. And he was like, no, that's like recent thing. And I was like, who did that? And it was Chase. And it was just like one of those things where like, and he's a phenomenal guitarist, vocalist, and like keys player. Like he really he's one of those like church guys. Really he can play anything. It's
church musician.
It's really cool. But he just like he heard it and like they started playing it like that and I was like, oh my god, that sound that. And and it's just one of those things that like you never know, like my irrational fear, it's like, oh, I wrote the wrong thing. And it's like, no,
I wrote the wrong thing.
You didn't write the wrong thing. But they're like, sometimes it's like, oh, like somebody like plays something, like it's just a matter of like.
I mean, you've written full riffs.
Yes.
Like Some Nerve. Like that's a Richie riff. Like that's a cool fucking riff.
I missed that.
I mean, you've written, I know there's other ones. I'm trying to think. Honestly, sometimes I forget, like. Dude, I don't know what I did and I don't know what you did.
We wrote so much together that it was,
Yeah, so I don't even know, like, I mean, you've definitely been like, why don't you do this at the end of that?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't
My favorite thing to do was I would play guitar vicariously through you. Like you would be recording your stuff and like I would just be like trying to like learn your parts just because like I loved guitar still, but like
you always played my parts.
It would be fun.
You learned my solos and stuff.
Well, that was the thing is like you could play stuff that I just couldn't play. And I remember like back when we were recording Big Suspicious and like we were up like all night. It was like me, you, Jake Lavin.
This is the best.
And like which was the best. And you were recording the solo for
Tight Grip?
No, not Tight Grip. Your Man. Your Man.
Is there a solo in that song?
Yes. There was a lead.
And then the harmony.
And you did this thing. And I mean like you were like working on it, you were trying to find like the right thing and like you were doing like this whammy thing, whatever. And like I remember like that whole time. I mean, and again, like there were other solos and stuff that like
I know. What
there was like something,
about,
and we were like, you gotta do like at the end, like thing. And you did this thing, and we all were like, that's it, that's it. And you were like, I don't know, I gotta figure out how to do that again. And we were like, yes. And like it was so bad. Like that was I miss doing that with you because that was always the most fun. Because like even if it wasn't like. Even if like I'd be like, oh, why don't you play something like this? You would still do something. You'd take whatever suggestions you were doing and like try to do something, and you would do like you, and it was just like always so much fun.
There was that one take. The reason I thought you were talking about Tight Grip is because there's this one take in Tight Grip. It's on the record, in the solo where I'm like, it's like. When I'm going back and forth between playing regular guitar and whammy guitar.
Yes, yeah.
But I do this thing at the end that goes with the whammy.
Yeah,
and I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
And I can't do it again. And I've never done it since. And I'll never be able to do it again. It was a moment. Yep. We captured it. And I was like, sick that I don't know how I just did that.
Next song.
But I've
yeah. No, that was another badass. That record was a lot of fun.
Oh, because
we spent a lot of time there. We were playing Pro Palooza during that, I think,
Yeah,
right?
we did. We played Pearlpalooza during it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great. We because we got to stay there a bunch too.
Yeah. Yep.
And you'd just be there all day and all night. I mean, we rented it out for what, 2 weeks or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
Edie
Road.
Yep. So we rented it out, just the space out, and I just used the gear there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like all the gear there is like the Pro Tools HD system is like really old.
Yeah.
I think when we did that in 2013, and I think the HD system was from 2008.
Yes.
So, but the analog gear there is great, is really good. So it doesn't really matter.
We had a hallway full of tambourines.
Oh my god.
And a goldfish box.
Yeah, there's so many weird things on that record. I was so picky about the tambourine sound. I just was like, I don't know. It's really hard to find a good tambourine.
I also remember you guys joking about how the rooms were flip flopped.
They are.
That
like the control room
should have been the live room. And
the control room should have been the live room. And the live room should have been the control room.
Whatever.
It sounds great.
It sounds great.
The drums, you
did the drum tunnel. That was like the first time I'd ever seen.
Yeah. So yeah, kick tunnel is when you so you have your kick drum, and then you put an empty kick drum with no heads on it in front of it, literally like a tunnel. You could do multiple.
I want to say you
drums.
did. Like we did like a couple, and you mic'd it up. Like,
and
cool.
I put a moving blanket over.
Yep.
And you get this woofy.
It sounded great.
Cool.
It really did.
Kick sound. It's cool. So that was fun. And then I bought that Ludwig Vistelite kit from Tom Elefante.
Yep. Oh man, I was just talking about Swear and Shake last night. Yeah, I missed those guys.
Yeah, that's who introduced us to Mile of Music.
Yeah, they had played Mile 1, and they were like, "You guys got to check this out." And we played Mile 2, and like I remember we showed up, and we were like walking in, and like the woman at the desk was like, as we were walking up, she was like, "Oh, Wild Adriatic," and like found our things, and we were like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then like everything was awesome, and we were like, "Okay," and then it just kept getting more and more awesome. And then
it was like I feel like it was like what it used to be like when you built a band, like in a fishbowl.
Yeah,
at least like that's how your hometown should be. Like, we played, people saw that show, and now they want to come to the next show.
One. Yeah,
people play. Oh, now more people, and then by the end of the weekend, Mill Creek is packed.
That was nuts. Yeah, we played a couple of bar shows that were awesome. We played Chadwick's. We played the bar.
Yeah.
And we played
the one Mill Creek, right?
Mill Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every I think everyone there was like an extra like 50 people at like the first couple the first show was like pretty full. The second show was full. The third show there was a line outside when we were like gonna play, and it was a full bar. The last day we were like, it's Sunday or
Fox River House?
Fox River House. It was Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
It was like we were playing at like, I don't know, 11 a.m. and we were like everyone's been out for the last like 3 days. Like everyone's gonna be tired. Like no one's coming to this 11 a.m. show. And we pull in the parking lot, and there were so many people there. We had to load in over the fence and onto the stage and like play, and it was awesome.
It was, and I'm like, have these people not gone to sleep?
We didn't,
but it was Wisconsin, and I mean, I think Appleton was voted like drunkest city in America.
I think the next year when we came back, or at least one of the, if it wasn't that year, it was the year after. We got to play one of our first Houdini Plaza shows.
Yeah,
and I remember at that Houdini Plaza show, they ran out of beer. Which, I mean, granted, like maybe the trucks had been there all day. I don't want to take credit for it just being our
that's
set.
bad.
But they ran out of beer at the beer truck. They were like, sorry.
They heard our music.
It was
like, hell yeah, brother.
It was the best.
They ran out because they couldn't stop popping beers.
But yeah, no, I mean, and then like going back to play it last year, like in the year before with Precious Metals for me, like that was, it's really truly incredible to see how far
like festivals come such a long
and like
way.
Also like again like just we had a lot of love here at home, and like this will always be our hometown, but like they really truly like embraced the hell out of us. I mean, we would go back there off the mile and just show up, and we'd just we'd be stopping into whatever place, just getting out of the car to go like eat lunch before we went to the hotel or like,
Hoo-ha.
whatever. Hoo-ha, whatever. And like someone would drive by in the main drag and then you hear out there, went, "Whoa, Adriatic!" And it was like the coolest, like, we're not that cool. They're like, they no.
Yeah, no. Hey, if you want me to be cool in your town, I'll be cool in your town. But I'm gonna leave here, and then no one's gonna care, and we're gonna play for two guys in Idaho.
It was definitely a special place, and will always be a special place for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you remember our first real tour?
The mustache tour.
Was that what it was? Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot.
2012
with Dirty Names.
Dirty Names. Yeah. I feel like I wish I remember more of what happened. I remember like some hotel, like some good hotels.
Do you remember hotels? Because we slept on
a couple hotels.
Some weird.
We definitely slept in some weird floors. There was that one show at Jesse's house. The guy that like helped book the tour, and like he was like, "Yeah, here it is," and like we walked to like this like murder basement, and it was like there was like a piece of plywood.
We're
on
like,
we're
gonna play outside.
Yeah,
remember?
We're not gonna play in here. And like both bands were like, "Yeah, we're gonna play outside."
We're gonna play outside,
and we played outside, and it was fine. And then they went to go to we went to the same late night thing after that.
Did we?
I want to say. That was a party. That was a different party. No, we played late night at the radio room or something like that.
Yeah,
it was like, and I remember we played at like 2 a.m. and we were like,
"God,
are people gonna be there?" And they were like, "Yeah, this is the bar that everyone goes to after the bar is closed." And it was like, okay, and like we played to like 30 people, and then we finished playing, and then like 80 people showed up, and it was like fucking packed, and like, and we were like, great. And I want to say they had us or like invited us to get back up and play a few minutes, but we were like, no, it's like 4 a.m. Like, no, we don't care.
It's time to go to bed. I had the worst night of sleep.
The red room, the radio room. I remember it was something like that.
I barely remember the names of venues. It's like my worst.
It looked like a dentist's office from the outside. Like there was no windows. It was like an Elks Club kind of thing. There was no windows. Ugh. There was like one white like street like street light in the parking lot, so like you could tell that it was like there maybe something was open.
Was that in Greenville, South Carolina? Maybe. I feel like that's the one.
It was definitely one of the Carolinas.
Because that brick building that had 0 windows. That's what I'm remembering. It was like people smoking inside.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that?
I don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, and it was we had a great time. And like, even with the Dirty Names, like I know we played some cool, we played like Arlene's Grocery and stuff with them like, in the city. We definitely played some cool shows with them over time. But that was our, I mean,
maiden voyage, if you will.
Yep.
I mean, we had our friend Pat Daly with us.
Yeah.
And we went through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we like saw Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg
for the first time.
Smoky Mountains. Yeah, we saw the Titanic.
Yeah, like the.
Yeah. I feel like we did something else while we were out there, and I know I can't remember.
I remember we saw Titanic. Oh no, that was a different tour. Sorry, I'm in the wrong year. In the wrong year.
We did go through Gatlinburg with Titanic also, but they had the it wasn't like a full recreation of the Titanic. Remember they had that like
it was just like this. It was a recreation.
But it wasn't like the full ship. It was like half the ship.
It was like half sunk.
Yeah,
right.
Something like that. Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Gatlinburg's full of crazy shit.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird, cool place. It's like Lake George on steroids.
Oh yeah, it's got Ripley's. Believe it or not, they got a car museum, good breweries.
There's some good stuff. There's some good stuff.
Yeah, those mountains though are beautiful.
Yeah. But I mean that tour was like. That was the coldest night of my life was on that tour because I was sleeping on one of the air mattresses it was probably Jesse's floor. And I am so stupid because I didn't put anything underneath me. Yeah.
And I'm like covered with a blanket, but I'm like
cold air.
I'm just like
underneath you.
Why can't I warm up? What a fucking idiot. I was so stupid. But I learned quickly, like, and then we did get some hotels, and then Pat started inviting random people.
That's right.
the random couple
who was like, he was like, oh yeah, they're cool. And then we realized that it was like, maybe they're not so cool.
They're like, you got any weed? And we're like, why are they here?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Hey, you know what? If you guys are still out there at that hotel,
No, they're
We hope
dead.
you're-
Those people are dead. that was
They're just dead.
that was
That's it.
2012. They were probably what, like 50? Yeah, they're dead. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
we met people like, we met somebody that like tried to tell me that like I should leave the band. Like they were like, yeah, this is a waste of time. You should leave the band. And I was just like, no.
What am I like when people do that in front of like all like those times like you didn't do it for me on the rock boat like that.
Oh my God. Yes. The hell. Yeah, you just didn't do it for me. Oh, you know what? I didn't ask, so thanks for sharing.
Why
that
would somebody
fucking terrible opinion with me?
I'm like, why would somebody say that? Why? Like, what was the point? What was the aim? Like, hey,
Like it. I feel like if you don't immediately follow that up with, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Like that was great. You
I
know what
literally
mean?
called
Like,
you over
right,
and was like, she said I did.
right.
I didn't do it for
I
her.
remember that being like, I mean, he's singing Robert Plant and playing, like,
And that's fine if I didn't.
Jimmy Page.
I don't,
I'm like,
I'm
what?
not like I didn't do it. I'm like, just why you don't have to tell me.
Yeah. Also that. Also like yeah. Just keep. If you don't have anything nice to say,
Don't say anything at all.
Or wait until you're home and put it on the internet.
Yeah, and talk shit about me on Threads or something.
Like also, if you don't have anything nice to say, in the sense like, you sound exactly like Jack Johnson, or you look just like Chad Kroger. Also, keep those opinions.
Just to be clear, these are all things that have been said to me. You sound just like Jack Johnson.
The guy, and like no hate on Jack Johnson, like Bubble Toes. And
I don't
all that
fucking
stuff.
sound like him,
whatever.
though, I'll tell you
doesn't
that.
sound like Travis doesn't sound like him, like not even in the slightest. I remember the guy was so excited to come over and tell us
He sounds just like Jack
you
Johnson.
sound just like Jack Johnson. We were like,
Was that?
thanks, and like I can't imagine.
What did I
cannot
say?
imagine who he.
Did
thinks.
I just say thanks?
Yeah, you were like, oh, that because I remember like he had
Okay.
like there was like it was like two people from like the next tent over, like 2 tents over. They were selling T-shirts or concessions or something, and like they were so excited to come tell you that. And like I just remember the whole time, like when he said that, I remember being like, that's not like you're thinking of somebody else. But like I couldn't
because I don't sound
possibly,
anything like.
I couldn't possibly think of who he thought you sounded like.
I'm a high tenor. He's like
Like-
a low, chill baritone.
like Jack, like another singer named Jack, like what? Jack Black, which I still would be like
Closer,
even closer, but like
still.
still not. But like I have no idea, dude. And then like the look, the woman that came up and said that you looked exactly like Chad Kroger, which like I mean like he's not like an ugly dude, like whatever.
I
but
just
like
don't
also
look like Chad
what?
Kroger.
Because you both have like blonde hair, like and
Was
then a
that it? I
beard,
had
like,
blonde
but
hair
he
at the
has
time.
like he had like blonde with like. Or like he was like bleach blonde with like
Bleach blonde,
like
yeah.
dark. Like he had like a Karen haircut or something. Like I don't know.
He did.
With like he had like a bleached like goatee.
He had a goatee.
Too. Like I don't know.
I didn't have a goatee.
He didn't have any of that, and I was just like, looks exactly like. Can you guys like think about what you're gonna say before you?
They probably wanted to say-
I'm not trying to talk shit to everyone. It was very nice. I know you.
No,
guys
that
are
wasn't
trying to-
nice.
But also.
That wasn't nice. He looks just like Chad
Just like-
Kroger and sounds like Jack
What?
Johnson. I'm just gonna pretend that guy said he sounds just like Eric Johnson. He shredded that guitar. That's what I'm gonna say.
That would yes.
That would be a
that's-
huge compliment.
You shred just like
Eric
that.
Johnson.
Oh my god. That made me laugh. Those moments made me laugh so hard though. I'll never forget those.
Yeah, there's people just say. People will say crazy shit. I'm sure it still happens to you when you're out on the road. People just come up to you and say the weirdest shit.
Well, the only thing that happens to me now is people come up to me like so excited to tell Andy that they're so excited for the show, and then they see me and they give me this look where they're like,
Are you really his son?
"Hey,
I don't think so.
we're so excited. We're so excited for the show tonight." And I'm like, because they're like, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at the camera because they're looking at me like, his hair looks different. His hair looks a little different.
Because
He
you're
looks-
not.
He looks a little different than he does online. Like, you can tell, like
They think
they're
you're
thinking
Andy.
this, and it's just like, yeah, and like sometimes I have to be like, hey, I'm not Andy, but I'll let him know, and they're like, you look just like him, and it's just like.
It's the fro, dude.
That's the only we have afro. Like that's the only thing that like we look like maybe vaguely similar. All right, we both have like a smaller beard. We both have like
You're
afro
Puerto
hair.
Rican. He's Sephardic.
Right.
Like so
like,
you have a darker complexion.
Height. Like yeah, okay.
Dark hair.
But we don't really look exactly like and like. But it's hilarious. Like also the second that he says that I'm his son. After the show. It must be so cool to get to play with your dad all the time. And I'm like, yeah, it definitely is.
You're like, we're the same age.
And then it's like in Chicago, I was talking to two guys after the show who came to both nights. They were very nice, but after the first night, they were like, "Man, oh, it's so cool to get to play with your dad and all this stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, he's really your dad, right? And I was like,
"Yeah, he's my dad."
I was like, "No." He's like, really? And I was like, yeah, we're both the same age.
We're like,
I'm like,
so close in
I
age.
have more gray hair than he does.
I was gonna say, like, what?
And they were like kind of disappointed. Like they were like, oh man, like they were shocked. I know. And actually, I met a group of kids once, and they were like, yo, Andy, and they were talking to me, and I was like, hey, I'm not Andy, and they were like, oh, you look just like yeah. They're like, whoa, so what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Rich. I fill in with them, and they're like, oh. Why don't you go by Randy? And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that to people. That's going to get like real messy, like real quick.
Yeah, that would be great. The most confusing.
But hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious tour.
Actually, you can find a video on YouTube where I think I was playing with them it was like Chill Coffee or something like that. And like they sent me out in a Lakers jersey, which is like, staple Frasco.
Yeah.
I just had blue jeans on, a white shirt, Lakers jersey. They sent me out first. They kept the lights like dimmed.
Trolling the audience.
I grab my bass and don't turn around. All you see is the Kobe, and I'm playing bass. I'm just jamming a little bit. And then Sean and Beats walk out and they like get on, and Ernie.
Did you have shoes on?
I did, because like I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to jump. I was gonna be like in someone like I have stupid old feet, and like they just like barefoot. I can't be barefoot anymore. I just can't do it. So like that was the only thing that like maybe would have been given me away. But like again, like the guys come out and they start playing, they're jamming with me, and the lights come up a little bit, but like not a lot. And like we're jamming, and I'm not really facing the crowd, and like everyone's like you can hear like people are like getting into it, and then all of a sudden the lights come up, and I turn around and Andy walks out, and you can feel the crowd like
be confused.
And it was like the fucking best. And we had talked about it like all weekend that we were going to we should try to do that. That'd be funny. And like that venue worked out the best because the green room was, you could enter in the rear of the venue where no one was. So like no one saw us like all day. We were done sound checking before anyone got there. So like nobody saw us at all. And it worked. So it worked perfectly. But like there's so many times where that's just not able to be the case that
troll
like
the crowd.
we
can't always troll the crowd. But sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, but it's definitely like whenever I can, I definitely try to a little bit, and it's funny. Not, right? It's definitely funny. But.
Yeah, that's good because like doing the Frasco gig and stuff and filling. Are they still on like all wedges, or do you use in ears?
They are still on all wedges. I have used ears once. I was out with them for a couple weeks, a couple months ago. And we hit this one venue. It was a tiny stage. We were already like I was gonna be sharing a wedge with the saxophone player because they didn't have enough. And I was like, actually, I got my in-ears. And there was actually their normal front of house guy had a family emergency, so actually he wasn't even out. So they had a guy, and it's driving me nuts. I want to say his name was Michael. And I feel really bad that I can't remember, but he was the man.
We'll call him Michael.
Yeah, he's the front of house guy for Riff Raff. Like the rapper guy, and like and another band that is escaping me at this moment that I feel really terrible. Sarah Nation, I want to say is the name of the band.
I don't know. But...
They're like a reggae kind of band.
Gotcha.
The merch guy for Frasco tour manages for them and stuff.
It's a
So
small world.
and that's another cool thing about like play. Like the longer you play, like the
People probably
smaller
get
the circle
confused
is.
like when they see you, they're probably like, wait,
yeah,
when you
sometimes
see random venue people.
yeah,
like,
sometimes it's actually really cool. That run that I was talking about. I don't know where I'm pointing.
oh no, I was just looking at the waveform. Sorry.
What? No. So a couple months ago, when I was playing with them, we hit this venue in, I want to say it was like Virginia or something like that. And I'm like looking out at front of house, and I see this dude with like a big blonde afro, and I'm like, my dude, I'm just gonna say what's up after. But I'm looking at his shirt, and it's a color that I recognize that I haven't seen in a really long time. But I'm like, what? And I'm looking, and it's a Fro Choice Wild Adriatic shirt, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah,
like, that's bad. Like, I haven't seen one of those in like a long time. And so we finished sound checking, and I walk off stage, and I walk up to him at front of house, and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm like, I love that shirt. Like, can we take a picture really quick? Because I haven't seen one of those in a long time. And he's like, yeah, for sure. He's like, bro, you need this shirt. And I realized he has no idea. Like,
I'm the bass player in that.
So
band.
I'm like, don't worry, I still have some of these, and I still had some Fro Choice picks, so I gave him a couple, and that's when it clicks for him, and he was like, yo, is this you? And I was like, yeah. And so he had been working. He had worked another Frasco show, I want to say, that this band Dogs in a Pile, who were friends with them, and they're from the city. Or
they got
Philly
an afro
or something.
too, don't they?
Their guitar player Jimmy has crazy curly hair.
Nice.
And they were doing a run with them, and they played this place, and this guy that was like helping with front of house also helps do other things like for the shows. And like this night in particular, he was selling merch for Dogs in a Pile while they were on stage.
Okay.
So he's behind the merch table, and he's selling shirts to this guy, and this guy walks up wearing the Fro Choice Wild Adriatic shirt, and this guy sees the dude with the afro, and he's like, oh man, you need this shirt. Literally like gives it to him. So like he had like no idea. Maybe he had like listened to a couple of songs. Like I don't remember exactly what he said.
Probably bought it at a thrift store.
But the guy. I think the guy that he gave it to like definitely like knew our band. But
good.
The guy, the front of house guy that now has this shirt. Like I think maybe he said that he like listened to a couple of songs. I can't remember exactly what he said.
I mean,
but he was like he just not enough to like pay attention to like any pictures or anything like that.
Not enough to know.
So that was really cool. Like I feel like that like kind of stuff never happens.
No, that's cool. I see the shirt. But I'm playing locally, so I'm gonna see but I see randomly like there'll be a random Fro Choice shirt. We'll walk into a beach club. Yeah. I'm like, oh hey, and people are like, they have no idea. I'm like, like who's that fuck on stage? I'm like, that's my band. That's me. But so there's something Andy and I.
You gotta hit him with a Wild Adriatic song, and be like, wow, it was pretty good, man.
Yeah, they probably won't know it. They'll be like, cool.
No, so you said.
I was saying. So Andy and I were talking last night, and we were talking about how you, me, and Mateo, and Dustin too. I guess we have nobody has any tattoos.
Yeah, I don't have any tattoos.
So, and I was like, she was asking me if anybody had thought about getting any tattoos, and I was like, I'm sure, but, and she's like, what would Rich get? And I'm like a huge body piece Puerto Rican flag.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'd get. I kind of feel like I want something here. I would love to do arm things.
It's weird. But we don't do it though.
Yeah. Well, because we spend all our money on music things.
Yeah.
Like that's where all our money goes. And then our car, it's like, all right, we buy music gear, and then our car happens, and it's like, all right, there's the rest of the money, and then there's bills and whatever. And then by the time you'd be able to spend it on tattoos, it's like, oh well, I'm gonna buy food or like
can't prioritize tats.
Yeah.
Just because
I still want,
you still want one?
Yeah, like, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten one with the Frasco guys, because they've gotten like a few tour tattoos.
Oh wow!
One time they all got a tattoo, and I was out for like almost the whole tour, and like after I left, they all got tattoos together, and I was like a little sad.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh man, like I thought, but like whatever, it was cool. Like I understand.
He has feelings.
I understand, but
he's got feelings, guys.
No, but I actually I told this story the other day. one of the tattoos that I thought I was gonna get was my dog Jeter, who died last year. He was the man. He was 16 and a half. Years ago I had taken a paw print of his, which was actually hilarious because let's see, I was living with someone who also had a couple of dogs at the time. He was just visiting, and I was like, I got this idea that I wanted to do this. Got a pad of paper, got the washable ink, whatever. I practiced with him, so he would he would understand what I was doing before I did any ink things, whatever. I decided to do this in the middle of a rug, because I'm a fucking idiot. And it was, black ink, and it was a white and green rug. Granted, it was Crayola, washable ink, everything was else was fine. But of course, the first time I put his paw in the ink to do this, he immediately is like, "Oh, that's wet and cold," and pulls his hand away and puts it down on the rug. And I'm just like, "Oh, what am I doing? Why did I do this?" And then so at this point, I'm I already started. So I get the paw prints that I wanted to get. I got a couple, whatever, which I still have. And that might still be a tattoo that I get one day. But I then, move him off the rug so I can figure this out. And he's putting paw prints on the wood floor, which is annoying, but whatever. I'll clean it, wash it up. So I go get some water and a brush and rags and stuff. And I'm all right, I deal with the rug. And then I'm kind of done dealing with the rug, and I've gotten that as good as I can. And I went to go get the mop or something. I don't know. I was gonna go clean it, and I put the bucket behind me, and I walk away for literally 8 seconds. I was, and one of the other dogs was sleeping on the couch, chillest, couldn't care less. The other dog, which was scared of everything, she but in love with Jeter, comes over to investigate Jeter, who's tethered to a bar stool. But then she gets caught on Jeter's leash, which she freaks out, knocks the chair over trying to escape the leash, which knocks the bucket of water over. So it's there's ink everywhere. I just spilled water. She's freaking out. There's a chair gets knocked over, all of 8 seconds. And I'm just
absolute
if anybody saw this right now, which now, everyone's going to know, they would just be, I was so disappointed in myself. If anybody saw this, they wouldn't be mad. They would just be what the fuck?
It's a TikTok video.
Yeah, it was horrible. So
where everything goes wrong.
But tattoo was, that was an idea.
That's a good. Okay, that makes more sense. Obviously, I didn't think you were actually going to get giant Puerto Rican flag.
No, I can't even speak Spanish fluently, so I feel that would be terrible. But
yeah, I mean, I feel
someday.
we could have got good at it.
Yeah,
we could have. We just need more time.
Yeah,
in Spain,
we can't say the phrases that we know because get in trouble.
We'll get in trouble with our Spanish friends. There's a couple of Spanish people who listen. I can see you.
Yeah.
I see you out there.
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? No Mexico, though. No. I have no Mexican listeners. We've never been to Mexico, though. Not yet.
That's not true. We kind of...
Well, okay, on the cruise.
Yeah.
But you're not with any Mexicans.
We didn't play there.
We didn't play for Mexican people. No. We played for American people.
Yeah.
On the cruise
adjacent to Mexico.
Near Mexico. Yeah. But and Dustin doesn't have any tattoos either, right? That I'm aware of.
I want to say he might have one. Mike does.
That's
Mike
why I didn't bring.
Does.
Yeah, that's the thing is Mike has his saxophones design.
I don't know. Now I can't. Dustin, you're right. Dustin might not.
I don't think he does.
I don't know why I thought he would be the one to have one, and
we wouldn't know about it until he pulled his pants
and he'd
down.
Be oh yeah, I didn't tell you that story.
He shows us his ass cheek. He's like, well, there was that one time with Dirty Mike and
the boys.
That's good.
Shout out Dirty Mike.
Shout out to Dirty Mike and shout out to the boys.
Yeah.
You can't forget. We have so much more to talk about, Rich, but we're coming on almost 2 hours.
Oh wow!
So you're gonna have to come back.
Hey, you know what? I'd be happy to.
Yeah. So we have here's the thing. Rich and I have known each other for a million years and spent a million days together.
We could talk about.
So we could probably.
I also go off on tangents all night, so I apologize.
I love the tangents. Honestly, I think they make for great stories. I think people will find it interesting too. They're good stories.
I love it. Let's do some more.
Yeah, let's please come back because you have so much more to say, and there's so much more I even have to ask you. I barely scratched the surface.
Yeah,
but I knew I wasn't going to be able to.
I know. Hey, I forgot that we had other things to
discuss.
Well,
no. There's never a. to do. It's like the songwriting thing. What I should have done, But no, there's none of that. It's just wherever the conversation takes us. And the cool thing is, I live here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can record another podcast whenever we want.
1,000%.
So let's do it.
Awesome.
Thanks for driving all the way up here.
Hey,
anytime. From Schenectady.
There's no rough pumpkins here. They're all smooth.
They're all smooth. Fair enough. I'll take it. Thanks for listening. Rich Derbyshire, ladies and gentlemen, one of my best friends in the whole world. You can catch him on the road still sometimes with Andy Frasco in the UN, filling in for God knows who.
I'll be out. I'll be out with them from January 21st or 22nd. I don't remember what the first show is until February 3rd or 4th.
Nice.
I want to say.
It's a good like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, if you're in Colorado or Arizona or California,
check out their tour dates.
Check out their tour dates because I'll be doing a bunch of those dates.
Yeah,
we get to play the Troubadour, which is actually really. I'm awesome, very excited to get to be a part of that.
Yeah,
so,
that's gonna be a blast.
My really quick before I go, one of the repair guys at work who's a huge music fan, he was just telling me, he's like, man, the first album that I ever got when I was a kid was this Neil Diamond at the Troubadour.
Live at the Troubadour.
And he was telling me about this.
Yeah.
And I had just saw that I was going to get it. So I was like,
I got to
tell you something. But yeah, no,
that's
I'm
awesome,
very excited. Man. So thanks again for having me.
Dude. Thanks for coming. Andy Frasco in the UN. Check out their Facebook or Instagram. Andy Frasco on Instagram.
Wild Adriatic forever.
Wild Adriatic. Obviously, you can find all of our back catalog on all your services and stuff. But yeah, go check out those dates that Rich is going to be playing and go say hi to him if you're in any of those areas.
I still like hugs.
He still does. Give him a hug. Give Rich a hug. I love you, Rich.
Thanks,
man.
Thank you, my dude.
All right.
Are you ready?